Boy, that was a hard-fought matchup between both sides. It was very physical. Did you see the way Cleaver got busted open by that errant flying elbow from Marcus Erics?
Well, I thought it was right on point. He hurt Dr. Cleaver, and the Empire was hurt as well, a victim of your continuing conspiracy against the success of Caden Cassidy. Malcolm Flex in place as their referee. Check. Fragrant. I can smell the deceit. Fragrant double teaming at the hands of Drexel and Marcus Erics to get the victory. Un, deux, trois. Empire sequestered out for the title match next week. You've done quite well for yourself, despite being stripped of your power, Brian Zane. You still find a way, don't you?
It was no easy feat for Marcus Erics and Drexel. Now, keep in mind, those two do not like each other. Drexel does not trust Marcus, and it was going to be a question all week as to whether or not these two would even be able to coexist. But you saw Drexel with the assist with that pile driver, allowing for Erics to get the pin. And now, like you said, the Empire is going to be in a bad way next week. Cleaver and King Naja will be banned from the building when Caden Cassidy challenges Funny Bone for the POW Championship. It's going to be a wild affair, and Caden's going to be, certainly, his back's going to be against a wall.
Luckily, the Overlord Jonas Abbott Robinson, mon ami, will still be in power to even the balance of it, I think.
Well, be that as it may, that's for next week. We got to talk about this week's main event. Of course, it's a rivalry about 2 years in the making. It was a couple of years ago back at Blair Alley when the Hammer Brothers made their very auspicious debut at POW Pro Wrestling against the Midnight Heat. Well, fast forward all this time later in 2024, and the balance of power in the tag team division has certainly shifted. It was at the end of the year when the Midnight Heat defeated the Hammer Brothers to become the new tag team champions. Well, now it's time for the rematch. The Heat versus the Hammers in the main event for the tag team titles. Let's hear from our combatants right now.
The Midnight Heat are a little bit vanilla for my taste. No. You see, the Hammer Brothers have a lot more pizzazz and razzmatazz. We're like Rocky Road, or as we call it, unpaved street. I'm talking about chocolate. Boom! Marshmallow. Boom! Nuts. Boom! But that's not all. No. You see, the Hammer Brothers are even pizzazzier and razzmatazzier than that. We gotta add chocolate syrup. Boom! Chocolatey. Oh, but that's not it. We gotta add sprinkles. Boom! We gotta add more marshmallows. Boom! And don't forget, even more nuts. Boom!
Jack! These are the wrong kind of nuts!
Oh. Is that a problem?
No.
As you can see, the Hammer Brothers are built different. Even though they're metal, Sledge is gonna eat these nuts. And Midnight Heat, you're gonna eat these nuts and get your asses pounded from pillar to post by the blue collar brawlers, because when you're a hammer,
Everybody looks like an L!
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is a tag team match and is sponsored by Aaron Stanberry Real Estate Agent. It is scheduled for 60 minutes and 1 fall. And this match is for the POW Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, the challengers.
When you're a hammer, everybody looks like an L!
Making their way to the ring, weighing in at 750 and 30 pounds of orange sherbet with chocolate sprinkles and the wrong kind of nuts from Blue Collar America. They are the Brothers of Destruction. Work. Jack Hammer, Sledge Hammer. They are the Hammer Brothers. Hammerheads, it's hammer time! We are the bulldozing, steamrolling, pile driving, pulverizing, blue collar brawlers, Jack and Sledge, the Hammer Brothers! And when you're a hammer, everybody looks like a nail!
Well, guys, the Hammer Brothers mean business this week. They went right to the catchphrases.
If one is good, two is better. And speaking of better, making their way to the ring, the champions, ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the ring, they are your POW Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, weighing in at 415 pounds of hot and unstoppable Riz. From Portland, Oregon, this is Rockin' Ricky Gibson. This is Precious Eddie Pearl. They are the Midnight Heat. The referee for the championship match, Bradley.
This week's main event, a classic rivalry, once again revisited for the POW Tag Team Championships. You've got the Midnight Heat, that's Rockin' Ricky Gibson, Precious Eddie Pearl, going against Jack and Sledge, the former champions, the Hammer Brothers, looking to regain once again. They're gonna dink their hard hats. Referee Brad Lee's gonna hold the belts up. And we're going to get this match underway very soon. Of course,
about to snap off holding them two belts up.
The history of these two teams, I mean, these guys have crossed paths so many times now, they should know each other very well. It was Jack and Sledge who actually made their in-ring debuts answering the open challenge of the Midnight Heat back at Blair Alley. I tell you, the tag team division has never been the same ever since.
The bunch is left. I know. I know. Sad, but
I'll give that one to you. But since then, you've had the Hammer Brothers trading championships with the Blanchard Brothers. And we know that you and Bubba gave them your seal of approval in that 2 out of 3 falls matchup. And now
I feel like the road, the heel is very high right now for them. But if anybody can do it, these two can. Midnight Heat are they're the top, they're the pinnacle, man.
They are the benchmark of tag team wrestling, not just in the Pacific Northwest, but in my opinion, I think it's just across the board. What a match we saw earlier in this week's episode. You've got the Empire banned from ringside next week going into that championship match. Jonas, I'm going to ask you, since I'm sure you've got a vested interest in everything, how is that going to affect Caden's chances?
Hey, you don't need to worry about it, all right? I got plans on top of plans. Caden's a very capable wrestler himself. He ain't got to worry about nothing.
I mean, right now I'm mesmerized by look at the attire, the wardrobe of Midnight Heat, just like Outcast said, fresh and clean.
Those do look brand new. They're popping, especially in our lighting here at World Pies, downtown Eugene. It's a good look, not gonna lie. It's gonna be a tall order for either of these men, either Gibson or Pearl, to really get Sledgehammer moving off his feet.
Smart move by Ricky Gibson.
It's gonna take 2, maybe 3 members of the Midnight Heat to Irish whip him off the ropes.
Well, when you don't succeed, tag your partner and let him take the beating.
Yeah, if there's anyone that can do it, it's Precious Eddie Pearl, I'll tell you that.
That is sound strategy.
The loose cannon of the team.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Loose cannon.
Definitely for sure.
He's becoming the loudmouth of the team. That's something new. Of course, it was 2 weeks ago here on our program. C4 getting their win in their rematch against the Flamin' Aces. They made it very clear after the bell. They're coming for the winners of this matchup.
Oh, good Lord.
No matter who wins the tag titles in this matchup here, they've got a future date with C4. You can bet on that.
You hear the sound of their heads smacking together?
Yeah.
Gibson now arguing his point, trying to get some sense back into Eddie Pearl's head, maybe discussing some strategy on the outside as referee Brad Lee's making that count. Of course, the big championship match here. We're, of course, looking ahead to next week's POW championship match, but you cannot deny how hot the tag division has gotten in the last several months here.
Well, look at how many of these matches have been tag matches. It's what it is, buddy.
Certainly
tag
that.
scene's on fire.
And now it takes 2 to make a thing go right and knock Sledgehammer down. But look at the strength in those legs. And you see Sledge now able to get up here. Boy, the force of it knocked Eddie Pearl almost completely out.
Hey, they got 3 full timeouts per half. All right, Sledge, you take it easy.
The Midnight Heat, they are not the tag team champions for nothing. They are quite possibly one of the most cerebral, one of the tightest knit tag teams in the scene today. Their chemistry, frankly, is unmatched.
This is their pace, okay? This is what they're doing. It's their pace.
It's amazing how good Midnight Heat is. They were able to overcome the training they received early in their career.
Well, you might think that they don't have the upper hand right now, but this is still their pace. Trust me. I promise you this.
And now you've got Pearl.
Get out of the corner.
Pearl's in a bad way there, that
Yeah,
corner. And it could be the Midnight Heat's tag title reign could be ending before we know it.
I'm loving the quick tags, though. Don't get me wrong, man. Being a tag team specialist, I love what their Hammer Brothers are doing right now. But I'm going to tell you this right now, the Midnight Heat are like the Pat Mahomes. I can't bet against them till they lose.
And now it could be the Hammers to win here if the momentum continues this direction. Gibson now countering the Irish whip, but there's some evasive maneuvering.
Nice backbreaker. I love it.
Jackhammer with a nice backbreaker. Could be it. No.
There's nothing like a good backbreaker.
Nice crisp backbreaker. You love to see it. Jack now throwing Gibson into the
nobody home.
Gibson sees
it give him another one. Yes. You know what's better than one backbreaker?
There's 2. And there's a count of 2 as well.
Eddie's got to get something going here.
That's right. It has been all hammers for the last several minutes of this matchup. And right now, look at this, the evasive.
I'm in heaven.
Oh!
Yeah!
Once, twice, 3 times a backbreaker, still not enough.
You gotta love it.
He's gonna need a Beckyotomy after this.
Is that what they call it?
I think so.
Nice headlock applied, blind tag. Bringing Gibson back into the ring. I don't think Jack is aware. Or maybe he is. He is now that Ricky is the legal man in this scenario.
Well, Ricky's had enough. He's frustrated.
He is frustrated, and now Jack is going to have his back to the wall, thrown face first into the absolute wrong corner. if you are Jack Hammer, the Iron Worker, he's a heavy hitter, but right now he's getting hit. Oh my goodness, look at all the strength that Ricky Gibson had to exert just to throw in all that force into the corner there. That's gonna crack his back, that being Jack. Look at this flying fist drop from the top rope.
Will it also make his liver quiver?
I'm only working in different rhymes, ACK rhymes. That flying fist drop, that was precision targeted right in, I think, the eye of Jack Hammer.
Oh.
Oh!
Not quite, he didn't quite connect though.
I
Got him in that arm.
Yeah, well, the arm was up.
It was effective nonetheless.
Yeah. No, it was.
Pop the
And
elbow out.
Jack Hammer in the worst way here.
Oh, got to give it another one.
Oh, there we
This
go.
is
There you
Backbreaker
go.
City.
Revenge.
Well, now finally
Matter of fact, your trainer, Brian Zane, inside out backbreaker was the finisher.
that is absolutely true. Playboy Buddy Rose used the backbreaker about as well as anybody, maybe even better.
Better than anybody.
Very accomplished
let's-
wrestler. No Lance Storm, though.
Okay. Here we go. Of course. Did you talk to Lance? Did he give you any words of encouragement after you became the commissioner? Lance Storm was a commissioner once at WCW for 8 days. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's right. He said, don't run afoul of Scott Steiner.
Words to live by. And right now,
To live by.
Jack Hammer could be counted out in the tag team dream. Could be over in a hurry.
That's the slowest count I've ever seen. It's like he's counting backwards.
Oh boy, that was close. The 9 count.
That was very close.
Jack was using every second possible to stay alive in this thing.
Here we go.
Oh
Here's
boy.
something.
Here's a
Oh, bad
all-timer.
situation here.
Oh, good Lord. The
That's
elbow
it. That's
drop.
it. Hit him.
Turn out the lights.
That's it.
That's got to be it.
2, 3.
Nope.
Oh my
Nope.
gosh, I saw the feet go up. That was a-
Canadian backbreaker into that big elbow drop, making Jack land face first. I mean, he took impact on all sides there. Oh no. Face first goes Jack into that corner post, or the turnbuckle pad, I should say. And right now, I would say that the Midnight Heat, the tag team champions, I'm not going to say they're on cruise control, but they are cruising.
What do we do? Oh, no, no.
Wait a minute.
I might have stopped him hard.
May have spoken too soon.
Smart move, though, Eddie.
That tag.
Oh!
Big lariat just laying out Eddie. And now this could be the best opportunity Jack has to tag in his little brother Sledge.
Did you say little brother?
I do believe Jack was born first, yes.
Okay, just checking.
Reaching out, gets the tag. And in comes the heavy load.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness, he left his feet.
Jeez Louise. Good God. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, can you just imagine if Sledge actually put his weight behind
Oh,
it?
no, no, come
my
on.
God.
Not this. Sidewalk
The ring
slam.
broke. I think the ring broke.
Could be. Ricky Gibson.
That's not going to get him off,
Yeah, no.
Ricky.
breaking up the pinfall.
Oh, my God.
Running off the back of his brother Sledge. That diving attack. You gotta
We got new champions, folks.
We could if things continue to go the way of the Hammers. Gibson is laid out by that double team maneuver.
Yeah.
Eddie going
I
up
was
top.
saying, bad maneuver on the wrong guy.
Could pay for it dearly. The choke slam.
All he's got to do is just lay down right now. Lay down.
All he needs to do is fall on him, and the belts could be his again. He could be thinking wheelbarrow time, though.
I don't know, though. I don't know, man.
I don't know about bringing his brother back in here.
I'm not sure. It's too soon. I think it's too soon.
Jack did incur a lot of punishment, but I think they've got one. They got one wheelbarrow in them, guys.
You think so?
That wheelbarrow, the payload,
It's the wheelie barrel.
is coming in, and it could be end of the line for Eddie Pearl. Up and no!
Too much time. I knew it.
Too much grandstanding and hot dogging, and that could cost them there.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. It's
One thing's not like the other.
Ricky is laid out.
Getting hit by a bear. Just play dead, Ricky.
I mean, Sledge still has a lot of fight left in him, I'll tell you that much.
Oh. See, this is where the momentum switch. Maybe
Oh,
not.
no.
Maybe not. Well, here we go.
Oh, man.
This is where the momentum switches.
Look out! Gibson using his own partner to get
Yeah.
Sledge off his feet.
And now that's it. Once you pin him.
I'm not sure the Midnight Heat can get the hot seat on Sledgehammer, but they might be able to on Jack.
Which one's illegal?
I believe Jack is.
That's right, it was Jack who tagged back in. Oh,
What do we got here?
they're setting up for the hot seat, guys.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
oh, God.
Jack fighting.
Oh!
Look at this. Oh, small cradle inside package could have him. Newt.
Oh!
Oh, we almost had new tag team champions.
I mean, if you would have done the backslide. But the backslide's a proven winner.
It is. It has won many matches before, just not tonight. Not yet, anyway. Sunset Flip is kicked out of. Back on his shoulders. He's got him.
Oh!
Dropped him good. And now, all they have to do is get a few more big moves off, and the titles could be theirs.
Could be going for the jackhammer.
I just feel like
Jackhammer with the jackhammer.
Ricky's on the top rope. What's going on here?
He's on there, and
he's distracting the ref.
That's a good point.
He's distracting the ref.
referee.
Smart move, Ricky.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
no.
Beal
Uh-oh, get off the top rope. You don't belong up there, Ricky.
What do we?
Jack,
Who's legal?
It's been Jack, but now he's looking for
We're
a
right, but
tag.
who's legal?
I believe it's still
Midnight.
Eddie.
I believe
It's
it's
still
Eddie.
Eddie?
Yep. Referee Bradley has
All right,
not
just making sure
counted
here.
anyone else, as far as we know.
Just making sure.
Throwing him into the corner of the Hammers. This 2-on-1 situation.
No, come on.
Now wait a minute. They're gonna back it up. Say it ain't so. We're not
it's
gonna.
so.
Oh no.
Could be a mouthful of you know what.
Just keep the coveralls on.
There it is. Just keep the cover. Look at that Grace.
They're beeping, and right now Gibson thinking better of it. He had the ability to get out of dodge.
It's like a reverse Fargo.
It's a reverse Fargo.
I have never heard it called that before. Wait a minute, are the champions running away? They're going to take the count out loss?
Oh, smart move. I don't like it, but smart move. They knew they were beat.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, the Midnight Heat have been counted out. Your winners of this match, the Hammer Brothers, but still your
That's just-
POW Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Heat.
well, you hate to see it, but in the case of Gibson and Pearl, discretion the better part of valor.
Right.
They realized that they were outmanned, outgunned. They got the hell out of dodge. They took the count out loss.
The reverse Fargo.
Not exactly what you wanted to see in this week's scintillating main event. The Hammer Brothers, you gotta believe they will fight for those belts again sooner than later.
The KG veterans, the Midnight Heat, they held on to their championship.
What a great victory, huh? What a great victory.
A victory for the Hammer Brothers, I would say. They won by count out, but because the Midnight Heat tucked their tails in between their legs and ran off, they still get to keep the belts even though they lost by count out. It was a great match up to that point. Really could have gone either way.
It's strategy, Brian Zane. Strategy from the exquisite veterans, Midnight Heat, Ricky Gibson, Precious Eddie Pearl, walking out to fight another day, and if they ever meet those Hammer Brothers again, they'll be in jerking Sledge's head. They'll be wondering, what chicanery, what move will Midnight Heat make to outsmart them, huh?
It's been a tough break for the Hammer Brothers this week, but mark my words, we have not heard the last of the rivalry between these two titan tandems. Well, folks, speaking of tag team action, that's going to open up next week's episode of POW when we get the debut of Ravenous Randy Myers, the longtime Canadian legend, making his way down to POW, teaming up with Izzy McQueen as these two characters take on the team of Skate or Die. Then in our main event, it's going to be Funny Bone defending the POW Championship against the Kingpin, Caden Cassidy. Cassidy will not have the Empire at his side. Funny Bone, we all know, does not need the help of Most Violent, but anything's possible in that title match next week.
He doesn't need the help, but he will take it, and the advantage is in Funny Bone's corner because his best screen friends will be buzzing about ringside. Caden Cassidy will be all alone, an army of one, but the Jammy might be around too, you know.
Well, hold your tongue. What's going to happen in next week's massive championship matchup? We're going to find out on IWTV and on YouTube. For Mr. Oolala, keep on holding that tongue and hold the mayo while you're at it. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.